Hello, my friends. Today's video is about the Pythagorean Theorem. So, Pythagorean Theorem, what is it? The formula for Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, if that's the formula, really, what does it mean and what is it used? So, if we're talking about a and b, we're referencing what's considered the legs of the right triangle. So if we're talking about the legs of the triangle, our legs are going to be this side and this side of the triangle. It's the two sides that really create that right angle. So those are our legs. And then that leaves the longest side of our triangle, the side directly across from the right angle, as our hypotenuse. And now that one has to be our C. And just so that we have the vocabulary, that is also called the hypotenuse. So we use this theorem when we know two sides of our triangle and we need to figure out what the third side is. So keep in mind, it must be a right triangle. So you know for a certain fact that you're looking at that right triangle because you see that right angle symbol in there. So Pythagorean theorem is only going to work on right triangles. If you do not have a right triangle, you may not use this formula. So let's take a look at some examples now of right triangles where we know two sides and we need to calculate the length of the missing side. So if we're looking here and following our rule from up above, we see that we have legs given to us. The legs, right, are the A and the B. So for our case here, that's the 6 and the 8. So if I keep the same color coding as up above, I have a leg of 6, I have a leg of 8. So when I do my Pythagorean theorem, always a good idea to write the formula out first. That way you know what you're plugging in where. So the 6 and the 8 are the legs. No, it does not matter which one's A and which one's the B. And I'm going to throw an X in there since that's the variable up here for the hypotenuse. So doing a little math here, I get that 6 squared is 36. I get that 8 squared is 64. If I add those together, I get 100. And then to undo the square here to actually solve for x, to solve for the length of the hypotenuse, I do have to take the square root of both sides. Square and square roots are opposite operations. And square root of 100 is 10. So that makes our answer here, the length of our hypotenuse is 10 units. So let's take a look at our second example. If you want to go ahead and pause here and try this one yourself, feel free. In this example, we see that we have one leg given to us, that's the 8. We need to solve for the other leg. And again, our hypotenuse is going to be the 12. So when I set up my formula here, again, I'll write it out first. It does not matter whether you're using the 8 as the A or the B. Just definitely can't use that as a C. The C has to be the 12 because that is the hypotenuse. So I'll just use it for A. Like I said, it does not matter. And doing some math here, 8 squared is 64. 12 squared is 144. Subtract, and we get 80. So again, when we go to take the square root of both sides in order to solve, we can just say that our final answer, and this very much depends on what your teacher is looking for. If we want the exact answer, it's the square root of 80. If we are okay with decimal approximates, and again, deciding what your teacher is looking for, let's go ahead and look at the calculator. Square root of 80 is about 8.94. So again, depending on the place value, I'll just put 8.9 and then units. And that's the two different examples that you'll see for Pythagorean theorem. First example, you get both legs and you need to find the hypotenuse. Second example is when you're given the hypotenuse and one leg and you need to find the other one. Thank you so much for watching.